joining us. Today we're talking with Joe Scutellaro, the principal owner of Automat Kitchen in Jersey City, New Jersey. Joe, can you start by telling us about what is Automat Kitchen and how did the idea come about?
So Automat Kitchen is basically a quick serve or grab and go restaurant concept. Mm-hmm. What we did was try to take the best of the old Automat, which was around from the early 1900s until I think the last one closed in the early 90s in New York City. So we tried to take the best of that concept and use some of its history and name in our name, but modernize it for today, mm-hmm. both from a technology standpoint, mm-hmm. As well as from, a food standpoint, the changes in the palate these days. So we're trying to really kind of balance the best of both worlds here, we think, in terms of both, the food service as well as the customer service in the front of house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So can you tell us, the first location opened not too long ago?
Correct. First location opened on January 21st in Jersey City, New Jersey, and what's considered the Newport area. We spent a lot of time looking for our initial location. We wanted it to be, in the New York City metro area. Again, because to leverage off of the Automat Kitchen name and people who might be familiar with the concept more in the Northeast and mm-hmm. in the New York, Philadelphia corridor. And also, I was born and raised in Hoboken, so I knew that area very well. We looked at Hoboken and Jersey City, and we found this location, which, pre-COVID, we thought was going to be a great location because it's in the middle of a up-and-coming commercial area that has both businesses, residential, attached to a regional mall, and a transportation hub with the light rail and the path service to and from New York City. So it fit all our criteria.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us how customers place an order?
So that's a great question. There are many ways they can place an order. First of all, you can come into the store mm-hmm. and you could use kiosks. We have kiosks mm-hmm. That allow you to place the order on a touch screen and roll through the menu. But when you go to the kiosk, it gives you two options now, and this was a COVID enhancement, where you can either scan a QR code and order everything from your phone, mm-hmm. Or use the kiosk, so you have that option. Mm-hmm. But actually, you can order in-store kiosk or on your cell phone. Mm-hmm. But what we find most people are doing, especially the lunch business, for people who are in the building or the surrounding buildings, is that they order from their computer, put the order in ahead of time, pick a time that they want to come pick it up, and then just show up to the restaurant and grab and go.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So why did you add that QR code component to ordering on site?
Well, that was all COVID related. We were scheduled to open in late March, early April of 2020, when obviously COVID hit and everything was in lockdown, so we couldn't open. And so we got delayed from April till January, so full 9 months plus until we could actually open. And in that 9 months, we took the time and made some enhancements to our ordering and delivery system, spent some money, enhanced our software to make it a completely contactless, touchless experience. So you can scan the QR code, never have to touch our kiosk if you don't want. Mm-hmm. And then also the other little neat thing we added, the original concept was that you would get a text, which would tell you, or look up on the board, tell you your food is ready on a leaderboard and what box it was in. And then you'd get a text mm-hmm. to give you a 3-digit code mm-hmm. To open your box. But that would require touching the touch screen. So we had an enhancement that you can now text back the word open mm-hmm. To the text you receive, and the box will open automatically. So it could be a completely touchless, contactless experience if that's what you're looking for.
Awesome. I think that's really resonating with people right now. People got that ick factor about touching strange things that they don't know have been cleaned or not. And so I think that's wide appeal.
Yep, I agree.
So what role does delivery play at Automat Kitchen?
So if you had talked to me a year ago, or when we originally rolled out this concept, delivery was never meant to be part of this. We really were looking for the in-store experience, coming in, seeing our wall. We always contemplated making the order ahead of time, but not really all this touchless environment and or delivery. Then, of course, opening up, we were still in COVID when we opened up in January. We had to really out of necessity because there just weren't enough people in the office building, but there were residents or are residents around our location. We are using 2 of the delivery services. And what we've really seen is that is our evening business. Our afternoon lunch business is still a grab and go in person, but our dinner time is probably at least 50% or more delivery service.
For delivery, are you on third-party marketplaces, or do customers place directly through your app, like a white label kind of solution?
So both. We use Toast as our POS system. So you can either go into our ordering system and do a delivery right from our website, private labeled to one of the delivery groups, or we're using 2 of the delivery systems, Grubhub and DoorDash, that you can go onto their third-party system and order from there as well.
What has the customer response been to your concept?
Very well. The one thing I will say is when you're in the food business, and even though I'm a CPA by trade, I've had clients and been consultant to the restaurant business for 40 years. It all comes down to the quality of the food.
Right.
And that's what we've really tried to focus on, having a diverse menu and making sure the food quality is there. Because you may come in once to try the concept, if it's cool, but you're not going to come back unless the food is good. That's what we've been most excited about, is that all of the reviews and all the feedback we've gotten on the food and the menu have been really good. And everybody seems to like the technology. By and large, everything has been good. We just need more people now to be coming to work in the Jersey City area to really hit the sales targets that we had originally.
So from a food perspective, what are you guys known for? What are your specialties?
So that's a great question. We do like a modern comfort food, paying homage to the old Automats. One of the best sellers is the chicken pot pie, which is something you could have gotten at the old Automat. We have a pot roast. We have a couple of entree items that are really kind of old school, but with a twist. So with the pot roast, there's going to be a little curry in the pot roast. We're trying to step it up for today's palates. Then on the lunch menu, we do some flatbreads, which are really popular, grain bowls. And then probably the biggest seller at lunch is just a plain old chicken parm sandwich. We originally were going to be open for breakfast, but we kept some of the breakfast items on, and we have a waffle sandwich that everybody loves and gets ordered all day long, and a breakfast taco that gets ordered all day long. So,
well, you're making me hungry.
Well, you'll have to come to the restaurant.
I will. You mentioned your background as a CPA. How did you go about putting these tech solutions together to create this awesome concept that's so timely for today?
Like I said, it's been 15 years in the making, so it's gone through various iterations. But, the original group was an existing restaurateur, myself, and a patent attorney who happened to be the investor in the group, which is why then he was the one who said, hey, all right, we spent some money and we have some good concept. Let's patent it. We got a consulting team that has stayed with us through these 15 years, a group out of Orlando, Florida, that were ex-Disney people. So they helped develop the concept, and they were very involved in the tech side. So 15 years later, when we're really ready to go to market, I have a 35-year-old son, and he got involved in the project and actually put us in touch with some tech groups who helped us enhance our software and update everything, including the COVID issues and dealing with the touchless and all. So it's just a constantly evolving situation.
Awesome. So what's next for Automat?
So a bunch of things. We're working on our second company-owned store that we hope to open in either Q1 or Q2 of 2020, probably more of a suburban or mall location. We have a couple of potential locations, probably in the North Jersey or New York City area. And then we've also been negotiating and signed a letter of intent with an international company to license and bring locations to airports. So that'll probably be where you see a bunch of them popping up over the next couple of years.
Awesome. So we talked about the customer experience and how customers can order contactless. and pick up with low touch. On the back of house, how do you implement technology to streamline the employee experience?
That's something that we spent a lot of time on. We brought in consultants.
Mhm.
One of the people who actually manages the Jersey City location has been involved for those 15 years and has a lot of restaurant operation experience.
Mhm.
We've developed a ventless kitchen, which from a back of house standpoint is a big deal, that we can fit into spaces that other concepts can't, because venting is always an issue when you have a back of house and you're trying to do full service cooking on site. No grease trap. We do no fried foods. We've tried to make the kitchen back of house flow really nice, and the integration between our POS system and our delivery wall and the software integration to keep the back of house flowing smoothly. We spent a lot of time and money on that aspect of the operation.
In regards to that pickup wall, are you using like Middleby or Apex or?
No, we
proprietary?
developed our own model prototype and outsourced it. We're actually in the process of enhancing it and developing what we call Wall 2.0 with some enhancements. We've subcontracted. We're not a manufacturer or a fabricator.
Yeah.
We've developed it in-house using consultants, and we're in the process of updating it. Once you get it open and running, you see some of the things you like and don't like. Our next wall will look and feel the same, but we'll probably have some enhancements with how the doors open and you know, some of the electronics inside of them that we've learned from this first wall. We do it all ourselves and develop it
Awesome.
all ourselves, with the idea that we will then be rolling out our own equipment and technology to third parties, both branded as Automat Kitchen and unbranded,
Sure.
just to use our technology. Our POS partner, we use Toast. So we didn't develop the POS system ourselves. We're using the Toast POS system for our kiosks and ordering. But then we have our own software that pulls the API from the Toast system to bring it over to our wall to integrate the front of house and the back of house and the wall.
Awesome. Well, sounds like you guys really have thought of a lot of creative solutions and got a great idea, and best of luck to you rolling that out in the future.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Anna. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, and let's definitely stay in touch. And when I'm down in Jersey City, I'll definitely check it out.
Please do. Yeah, it'd be great.